It literally took me accepting the hard truth that I tried to ignore. Now, the moment I accepted that and said it out loud, I felt so much relief and honestly freedom. Not because I didn't care. I was finally listening to myself. Now I have to start over, rebuild myself, move out. It's scary. There's a lot of uncertainty, but that's also kind of the beauty in all of this.
What if I told you there's a strange phenomenon that's happening where there are women that are in perfectly good relationships with what could be considered perfect men that are doing everything right. And for some reason, they are leaving these men, or they are setting up the process to leave these men. Is this a epidemic in the making?
I want to continue doing this every single day of my life. Like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not worth it. It's not, like, it's always gonna be best to just, like, be alone. And maybe that's why so many men tell older women they're gonna be alone and be so sad. I'm sad with a great man. Like, imagine living a fairy tale and it's nothing like you imagined it. You're living your literal fairy tale and it's not what you want. It's not what you want. Even if you think that you want it, even if it's exactly what you dreamed of, it's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. I've been married for about 7 years, and I don't even know if this is worth it. Like, and not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just, like, not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I have a good man. I do. And that's not the point. The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality.
This is disturbing. This should be alarming to most people out there because a lot of men are just getting up every day, going to work, supporting the family, doing the right thing, and you're being resented for it. You're being told to do things the right way, and yet and still your partner is looking at you as if you're some type of hindrance to their freedom of becoming. I always say it's the internet's fault because the internet has opened up so many options to people and everybody thinks that they can find a better deal around the corner. But can you? This is exactly what leads to what people have said, you know, these women, like she mentions in the video, dying alone because they become too selective. Like you get to a place where nothing is good enough. And that type of phenomena is at epidemic levels right now. I hope people are taking notice.
You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man. Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, at all. I've always had a dream of, like, getting out. It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day.
After 7 years, she's willing to throw it all away.
For 5 years, but I was with my husband for 10 years. And I'm going to be honest, I lost a good man because of my mindset of I can compete with a man. Clean vibes, princess treatment. I ain't have to work. I ain't have to do nothing. But my mouth was bad. And I lost a good man. I'm taking that L. I disobeyed every direct order, but I didn't cheat. And I thought like, oh, I'm the perfect wife. I don't cheat. I don't go outside. I don't even get dolled up. But I'm in the house saying, F you, suck my your mother, everybody. And it's
no man is going to stand for that. I don't care how good you think you are, how you think you're doing the right things. You stand in the house, you're not going out, you're not being a hot girl. If you in there disrespecting, I know some people personally who have gotten divorced for those very words she just uttered right there. Leave the mothers out of this.
Man, the kids we got together type shit. That's how mad I
Sheesh.
get. I up a whole marriage. I had the that every wanted. And I'm
awesome.
sitting here saying that because it eats me up every day. And
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm an alpha at the end of the day, and that's what me up.
So-
He put me in a soft girl era, but I still had the mindset of an alpha.
You ain't no alpha. Let me tell you. You find out who the real alpha is when you're faced with the reality of actually trying to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a mental alpha, I guess, but what if every man out here said they were an alpha? You know, it would be just the same as this woman right here saying that she's an alpha because she talks back to people and that she can buck up at people, you know? That's strange. But that is the reality a lot of you men are living through. She lost a good man. She realizes it now. But how many women is it going to be too late for them to realize what they have? 5 years down the drain.
I ended my engagement. I have been debating sharing this with the internet. I always said that I was never going to be the kind of influencer that only shares the good parts of my life. I've been able to build a platform because I'm authentic. It's really important for me to own my narrative instead of letting people assume and start rumors. Ending my engagement was the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do in my entire life. It's really not the breakup itself that's hard, but it's also having to like break up with the idea of the future that you planned and grieving that too. And at this big age, 31 years old, it feels like your clock is ticking.
You hear that? At 31 years old, she at least has mental awareness that this is a problem. When you have women in their 50s and 60s that come up here on this internet every day and talk about getting started on what she's doing, at least she's noticed it at this age. I feel like she might have a chance of recovery, of fixing the situation, but that's going to take a lot of work on herself. This is what I'm saying, fellas. I don't believe you're the problem out here. As many phones as are out here, as many TikToks and Instagrams that we have, we're getting live confessions every day on what the mentality is behind some of these crazy ass moves. You see that Rocky got her? This dude just ruined. He's probably going through it now. Like, why did I waste so much time with this chick?
Faster and faster. I think that if sharing my story helps just one person, then it's worth it. I was trying.
It's going to help a lot of men, I'm going to tell you that.
So hard to make it work. Eventually, trying to make it work felt exhausting. It literally took me accepting the hard truth that I tried to ignore. The moment I accepted that and said it out loud, I felt so much relief and honestly freedom. Not because I didn't care. I was finally listening to myself. Now I have to start over, rebuild myself, move out. It's scary. There's a lot of uncertainty, but that's also kind of the beauty in all of this. I get to start over. I am doing my best.
She's looking at it as a positive. Getting away from you is a positive in her mind. That's crazy. There's no remorse, no nothing. She's cold. She's calculating. She ain't like the other lady that's crying. Obviously, the other lady was married. This chick is just in the engagement phase, but she seems to be very cold, very calculating, and ultimately probably a little selfish because she's willing to upend this whole person's life that she's been living with when he was making plans for her.
And I'm figuring it out one day at a time. So that's my truth. Love you. Bye.
All that glitters isn't gold. You know, she's a content creator too. So she talks about keeping her transparency, but you can see it really don't really matter. It don't matter really.
And today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly. And choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life, are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pack, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up when you're stepping into something new. So here I am, closing
She said the community of movers that she got looks like.
this chapter, putting pieces of my old life into storage and stepping into a new season. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I am excited. I feel at peace, and I'm ready for what's next in the new year.
This is a little background on her. It says, this ish is crazy. Story time. I met my now fiance about 2.5 years ago. I had never seen nor met this man until I followed him on Instagram. We exchanged numbers, and the first thing I noticed was that he had the same area code as me. Come to find out, he's from my city. Here's where So I take my man home to meet my family, and my grandpa happens to know his dad through a mutual friend. This is the first, wow, what a small world interaction. The second is crazy. My biological father has spent most of my life in prison. He got out a year ago, and about a month ago, I decided to fly him to Dallas to visit. So my dad was here this past weekend. We're hanging out and chopping it up. Come to MF find out my fiance's dad was the prison warden at my dad's prison. They know each other. My dad over here talking about my fiance's dad taught him how to cook squash and zucchini in prison, and he helped him lead his culinary program. Whole time my fiance and I have no idea about each other, but our dads are literally together every day for years. Talk about full circle, small world, divine timing type of moment. Because what? If I didn't think we were meant to be, I for damn sure believe it now. This is before she got engaged to this guy or got into a relationship with him. Yeah, some of the responses are crazy. Being a good is pointless. Usually when they say this, it means that person was indeed not perfect, but wasn't the right person very "it's not you, it's me" coded. So why is she telling us exactly? What kind of transparency is this? She wants to broadcast this for some reason, as if she's saying, I'm on the market now, everybody. Come get it. What does my gender want? Yeah. What do women really want? That's what this lady wants to know. This man don't miss. Shout out to KS. KS, the man himself. Man, he called it all day long. Relationships evolve, people change. Better to realize it now than later, true. I wish both of them peace and better matches ahead. That man dodged the biggest bullet ever. Social media is a drug for narcissists. Ooh, that's interesting to hear. Never be a soft-ass dude because you choose women like this. Man up. Ending your engagement, new chapter. Lady, you're 40. Your egg carton ain't got no more eggs. She's a soft 6. The guy dodged a bullet. And as her punishment, she should never get a good man or a good relationship again because she squandered it, right? She shall be banished to the realm of bad men, abusers, etc. from now on. And don't leave out the Pookies and the Ray Rays. She needs a long string of F-boys to get her mind right about what she just did to diss this man, to leave him high and dry. At least she made up her mind about changing her mind. Yeah, that's an improvement for a lot of these ladies. Always be the opposite of what she says she wants. Damn, that's cold-blooded right there, because that is true. Like, they act like they want one thing, and then always it's something else. Always it's not good enough. Or, like, this is what I'm saying. Bad, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. That's why they're attracted to bad guys or whatever. You want to say, you want to take a chick from the suburbs and, working a corporate job. She wants a thug just like somebody else. You know what I mean? She wants that version of Tupac that she can have. Tupac in a business suit. And I'm 85.79% sure the women in her village are single. Of course they are. Of course they are. Where do you think she's getting all this bad advice from? She's getting it from the single women who don't want to see her thrive. They don't want to see her in a happy relationship. You know why? Because that takes her out of their friend group. That will extract her from the group. She will no longer be able to go on girls' trips or whatever the hell they doing. A lot of these chicks be sabotaging their own friends, man. Be careful who you keep around you. That's just what people say for PR reasons. He was a nice guy, but things just didn't work out. It's girl code for he never did no bullshit, but he wasn't impressive. He got comfortable being stagnant, and the future I saw with him was not one I wanted to be in. Sheesh. Man, these people are... It seems like we know what the issue is. And I don't think she's taking enough responsibility for her part that she played in this and how she completely crashed her own relationship. But like they say, she's going to see. She's going to F around and she's going to find out. These evil streets are rough.
My husband have been married for about 12 years.
Damn.
And we have an 8-year-old son. My husband's pretty much the breadwinner. He hasn't required for me to work or really contribute financially to the household the whole time we've been married. So I haven't worked, and he hasn't imposed really any like wifely duties on me. Like, I don't have to have dinner ready when he gets home from a long day of work or anything like that.
But you don't take it upon yourself to maybe offer that? Nah, you just gonna rock out and do your facial routine? He hasn't required me to do anything. He's actually given me everything I wanted. And now we're here.
I pretty much just do what I want, whether that's lay down all day or go to the gym. My son's in school now, so he's not with me all day.
Can we talk about the lazy factor too? There's a lot of lazy women. She just want to lay around the house all day and eat bonbons like Peg Bundy on Married with Children. Like, that's her job. Not even really raise the kids, but, be there. Be a presence in the house, even if she's sleeping.
So I don't, really have any like wifely responsibilities.
None.
He just lets me pretty much rock. So anyway, I've been having an affair for like the last 8 to 9 months, I think. And my husband caught me. He pretty much walked in on us in the act, and he was pretty mad. But I was mad too, because my husband had allowed me to have like this very comfortable, cushy life. He worked hard and he supported me and my son, and let me do whatever I wanted and let me live a soft life. And it was just embarrassing that he had caught me. And I didn't cheat because my husband had like done anything or he wasn't a good husband. He was a great husband. I was just kind of bored all day. So anyway, when my husband found out that I was having an affair, I got mad and I made him leave our marital home, and I kept my son here. And I hired a divorce attorney because I wanted to file for divorce immediately now that my husband had caught me. And
of course,
like, I won't allow him in the house. I won't allow him to come in here and get all his things. I won't allow him to see my son. I've already told my lawyer that I want full custody. Okay, I don't want dad to have visitation at all. I want to keep the house, I want to keep the cars, and I want 100% of all of our marital property. Whether that's his bank accounts, his investment account, his retirement accounts.
What? She's cold-blooded here. This is crazy.
I want all of that because it just was embarrassing that he caught me cheating.
I know where this one's going, but anyway, she's a content creator, I can tell. But yeah, that's funny.
And I now have to impose some of that embarrassment on him. My lawyer said that it's not realistic, but I think it is. And I don't know why she's telling me that, but yeah, I'm fighting for everything. And in addition to all that stuff, I also want spousal support because I haven't worked this whole time, and I feel like I become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and my husband should still be responsible for paying for that.
Right.
So yeah, and that's how dumb y'all be sounding when y'all call my office after y'all been cheated, talking about you want me to represent.
Little bit of get back. I like that. I like that. She killed that. She killed that. She said that's how dumb y'all be sounding. I guess she's the attorney. I guess she's the divorce attorney. Shout out to her for having a sense of humor about it. But that is really what she's running down, you know. She's running down some real scenarios right there. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of women who believe in this logic that whatever they do is not wrong. They don't contribute necessarily anything tangible, but they feel like everything should cater to them. And if it's not that somehow this situation is wrong and it should end immediately. And unfortunately, a lot of guys are catching the tail end of this. I know a lot of y'all out there, man. I feel for you, brothers. I heard some guy the other day talking about his divorce and how bad it was. That it just took away his structure. He lost friends. He lost family members. He had attachment to her family. Then there's a difficult situation with the kids and everything. It just really upends your world to have somebody just get a wild hair up their ass and decide that they don't want to be with you anymore, that this is boring or this is whack. Being an adult can be boring. And I think there's some kind of misconception that some of these women have when they're thinking about what being in a relationship is. Relationship is work. A relationship is effort. What did Common say? A relationship is effort. I will match your work. Like, time and time again, we see this, but we see people that are obviously not happy within themselves, and it causes them to inflict pain and damage on someone else. But anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Faucette Media.